Yeah, well, it ended abruptly. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you very much for joining us again. This is your match reaction for Manchester City versus Liverpool earlier on today, guys. I've got myself. I've got K-Mac here once again. How you doing, K-Mac? You're muted. K-Mac's having technical difficulties, I think. Nope.
Oh, sorry. Muted. I thought you put me on mute. I put myself on mute.
Oh, you put yourself on mute. There you go. I
put myself on mute. Sorry. Yeah, I'm good. I hope everyone's well.
Oh, man. Big up to everyone in the chat. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. We were a little late because I was having technical difficulties beforehand. My camera stopped working. It's still out of focus now. It does my head in. My mic decided to pack itself in. Don't know what's going on today. But, yeah, thanks for hanging around, guys. I appreciate it. The game today. Do you know what? I'm going to start off, right? There's a lot of negative Liverpool people around at the moment. Some negative content creators around, some people on social media that are apparent Liverpool fans. A bit negative. We will talk about the negativity in today's game. It isn't all positive. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we drew 1-1 against Manchester City at probably the hardest stadium in Europe at the moment, where they won 23 games out of 23 against everyone. Got a well-deserved point. Now we have played all the difficult teams away from home. Only lost to Spurs in a game you could say that was, down more VAR than it was Tottenham and Liverpool. So, yeah, K-Mac, we're going to talk about it all today in this show. There is negatives in this game. There is people we've got to talk about. But we drew 1-1, man. I ain't that unlucky.
We're the only team that's got a point at any points at the Etihad this season. So, look, at the end of the day, we had a lot against us today. Like 12:30 kickoffs. Oh, crap. Like, let's
City asked for the 12:30 kickoff as well. I only found out this today. It was actually Man City who asked for the 12:30 kickoff because we were meant to be the 5:30 kickoff. City wanted the game changed to 12:30 because they got the Champions League in midweek.
I'm glad they didn't turn up for it either. So, like, they're just dead. They're just dead. 12:30 kickoffs are just dead. Like, half our squad was still on a plane. So you could tell a lot of our players are cooked. A couple of their players are cooked as well. Let's be fair, but why are we doing 12:30 kickoffs? I have no idea. We should be doing the nighttime kickoffs. We are so good under the lights. Liverpool are. It's like we come alive.
I think this game, for everyone involved, the paying public, neutrals, this should have been the main event of the whole weekend.
This should have been. How is the Arsenal-Brentford game the main event?
I mean, this should. I know. City have got to play midweek in Europe, but I think they've already qualified. So,
playing the kids.
Yeah, this should have been Sunday evening for me. It should have been Sunday evening. The Premier League shouldn't have bent over backwards for City, having it at 12:30. It should have been the 4:30 game, and you get a better game of football, in my opinion. I think you get City and Liverpool even better than they were today. I think you get a better match. But look, let's talk about it. We drew 1-0 with the best team in Europe in the hardest home, the hardest fixture, away at the Etihad, as we said, 23 wins out of 23. No one goes there, gets anything out of it. Right. Oh, I'm going to pick on one player to start with. in a positive mind frame. I actually thought Alexis McAllister was pretty good today in that number 6 role. I don't think the goal we conceded weren't anything to do with him. No. I don't think he was getting battered in the game at all, because all City's good stuff came in the wide areas. We'll talk about that later. You can see the goal we scored today all started from McAllister. We spoke about this recently. What Klopp wants in the 6. He wants that quick passing midfielder that get the ball moving quickly in that number 6 position. I thought McAllister was decent today in a very hard away game. K-Mac, I don't know about yourself.
A little bit about McAllister today. 12 ground duels he went in for, 5 he won, and they were important duels. And he had 93% passing in that game. He fouled a couple of players, 2 players. He was fouled a couple of times as well. 3 tackles, 2 interceptions. He had a really good game under the radar. Like he did the DM job, which is what we need the DM to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't about him. It was just getting stuff done. I thought he was really good. There was a lot of other players that were poor, and we will talk about them. One of them I'm really disappointed about, but then I only just realised it's the first game he's played in 2 months. By the way.
Yeah. We'll get young Curtis in a minute because I think
it's a big game to get chucked into.
Yeah, I thought Alexis McAllister was very good today.
He was great.
I keep seeing people talking about where we are weak defensively at days because we haven't got a DM. I don't agree with that statement. You could have had Declan Rice as our DM today. I think City still do what they did to us today in the wide areas. Don't think it's got anything to do with. I think McAllister's very, very good today. I thought he was our best midfielder by a country mile today as well. And the goal came from his quick play, his quick, intelligent play. And he did that quite a few times today as well, by the way. A lot of the counter-attacks came through McAllister. I thought he held the ball up well in the defensive midfield area. I thought he shielded the ball well today. Yeah, a lot of people keep going online about this DM position. I just think it's an easy thing to throw when we don't win games of football. It's just that easy thing to just, McAllister was crap. That's why. But no, I thought he was really good today.
Can we throw another player in there as well, who someone just mentioned in the chat? I thought Tsimikas was brilliant.
Yeah,
nothing came down their side. Nothing came down that side.
I'm going to give Tsimikas his little own moment later on the show because he deserves it.
Brilliant.
Let's just keep with midfielders for a minute because we'll do our player ratings later, guys, because we've got Ben coming in on the show and we're going to do our player ratings with Ben. Dominic Szoboszlai. Now,
cooked.
I've been saying this for a while now, and it's getting proved right every time I watch it now. Dominic Szoboszlai is at Liverpool to play the Jordan Henderson role. I think it's becoming blatantly obvious what his role in the team is now. And there's one question I want to ask everyone. Mate, I'll go to you first. Chat, I want you to answer this as well. Why isn't Dominic Szoboszlai allowed to shoot?
Orders.
Is it orders or is it?
I'll tell you what, he had a shot today which was going in if it wasn't for a brilliant block.
Yeah.
You remember that in the second half? That was arrowing into the corner for 1-1.
it gets so Szoboszlai, like a lot of people mark out for Szoboszlai, and I get it. I honestly don't think Szoboszlai has played well for a long time for Liverpool now, for quite a while. I think the first 4 or 5 games, I think Szoboszlai was excellent. I don't think he's played well for a while.
I think it's more than 5 games now.
Yeah,
which is an issue.
Yeah, and I'm not blaming Szoboszlai for anyone comes at me. I think Szoboszlai is a quality player. I just think it's the way he's asked to play at the moment. That's why I keep saying Szoboszlai is just playing like an upgraded Jordan Henderson. I literally think, look at the way he plays. He's box to box. He's down the right-hand side most of the time. Look where in defensive positions he was covering today. Always around that right-hand side of the pitch when Trent's inverting. That's his job. Do I want to see Szoboszlai doing that? No. I rather see Szoboszlai getting the attacking third of the pitch. He's playing more as a 10, linking up play with the striker, linking up play with the wingers, running into the channels, dribbling, getting into the box, getting off long shots. That's a Szoboszlai we all want to see. But he's not playing that role at the moment because he's got to play a more defensive, more restricted role in our midfield. Now, I said this yesterday to Cal and Drifty and Coppish that I'm not too... It don't bother me if this is their roles if we're successful with it, if that makes sense. If I don't see Szoboszlai doing what he did for Leipzig and Hungary consistently for Liverpool, but we're successful with the way he's playing, is it really a big deal?
It's functional, isn't it? It's what he's been putting the team to do. I see a couple of people like saying that he created a couple of chances. He created one chance. It was a key pass. It was a big chance which was missed, by the way. And we can probably talk about him later as well, who missed a lot of chances. He look 88% passing completion today. 22 out of 25 passes. He hardly lost the ball, which was a big deal today. The reason why we didn't play as well today is because we lost possession a lot. As in probably about 30% more than Man City did. And we didn't have the ball a huge amount. It was 60-40 through the whole game. He did what he did, but he didn't win any ground duels today. Like Dom, he didn't win any ground duels. He normally wins his duels.
This is what I'm going to say with Szoboszlai, and this is where people might be getting what I'm mixed up. What I'm saying in the chat. Szoboszlai is creative. That's the player he is. So he's always got to be creative, guys. When I say it's an upgrade on what he's doing to what Jordan Henderson was doing, it is. But he's more creative and technically a better footballer than Jordan Henderson. But the one thing he's not better than Jordan Henderson at is defending. And this is part of my little problem at the moment with our midfield is that you saw from City's goal today, it had to do with Trent, but also it had to do with Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai is not a great defender in that midfield. And everyone's going to say that's not his job. And that's correct. But
it is in this team.
It is in the way we play. In the way we play, they all have to defend well. And he's always got to be creative, Szoboszlai, because he's got that in his locker and he's superb at it and he's fantastic at it. And he's always got to have it in his locker. But at the same time, you've also got to defend pretty well. And that's just the one thing I look at Szoboszlai at the moment. And this is not his fault. This is sort of like the system. Klopp's still working out at the moment where everyone's going to fit in, where they're going to shift, where they're going to go. I actually see Szoboszlai's future as a right winger, personally. Don't know about
it makes sense. It does make sense that he'd drift further that way. But look, I see a lot of people saying that Henderson was shit at defending. Henderson was started to get just his legs ran out in the last year and a half we had him. What Henderson was really good at was getting in the way of the ball, blocking the key lanes. He would just be in front of players, or he'd hassle them, and they'd end up giving the ball away. He didn't win a huge amount of ground duels, Henderson, in the last year that we had him. But Henderson was a fantastic player, in breaking up play and getting in the way of the ball. And he was really good at short passing, Henderson. He'd keep the ball and he'd make sure he didn't give it away. He was great at doing that for years. Dom didn't give the ball away that much today, 3 times. He lost possession, which is the lowest out of everyone in the team. The key pass that he had was a long ball, but his crosses were poor today. 2 crosses and neither of them got into the man that it needed to. He had a quiet game, and that guy did run past him. Ake did run past him with ease. That is a concern. Just bring the man down.
Yeah, it's just, and I get what Mix Mitchell is saying. He's saying at 22, Henderson probably won't as good. Yeah, and I get what Mix Mitchell is saying, and I also agree with what Oscar is saying here. The midfield dynamic is so different compared to Gini, Fabinho, and Hendo, and that's true, right? But they're designed to do the same job.
I think so.
That's the thing. So Gini, Fabinho, and Hendo were better defenders in midfield than Curtis Jones, McAllister, and Szoboszlai. That is just a fact. And they're there to do the same job. So this is, I think in 12 months' time, them 3 will be far better at defending in that midfield. But until then, we've got to talk about it. It's a legit thing. We've got Ben here. He's going to chat to us as well.
Yeah, Ben? Boys, good?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
all good, mate.
I was just talking about Szoboszlai there, and and it's hard to talk about a player that everyone really loves and rates without everyone thinking you're insulting or having a go at them, and that's not what I'm doing. I've been saying about Szoboszlai that he's been quite poor for Liverpool for a bit now in this midfield, and I don't think it's down to him personally. I think it's the way we play, it's the system that he's playing in right now. It's not quite key to him. Also, like I said this a minute ago, when you look at our teams before and then what Klopp wants our midfield to do, I don't think it's much different from the Gini, Wijnaldum, and Fabinho to the three we got now. I think Klopp still asks them to do the same kind of thing in that midfield. The problem is the original three are far better defenders.
Yeah.
And that's the issue where I'm at the moment. I think Szoboszlai is a wonderful player, but I think it's going to take him a bit of time to get used to what Klopp wants him to do in this system.
And that's normal. Like, you know, it's we've seen it before, mate. Fabinho, it took him a long time, and he went on to be probably the best DM I've seen at Liverpool. So it will take time. He's coming to a Liverpool side that's basically got a brand new midfield. We didn't get the six that I think we all hoped that we'd get. Obviously, we got Endo in the end, but we're seeing games like today when, you know, you go into these sort of title. It sounds crazy saying it in November, but title deciding games potentially, and he's not starting. Yeah. I think that obviously says a lot. So yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. It's just a whole new rebuild. And what I will say is, I just done a stream on TAT, and somebody came in and said, we did go to the Etihad last season with all these midfielders and a destroying six, which is what the buzzword is at the minute, and we lost 4-1. And we went there tonight. We didn't have that destroying six, and we got a 1-1 draw. And that's the first time City have dropped points at home in 2023. So
yeah, that's what it is. Same.
I understand the debate, and people do want. Yeah, I'm buzzing with it. To be fair, not too happy because at the end of the day, it is a draw. But I was there last season, mate. I was I say lucky, unlucky, whichever way you want to look at it. I got sorted for a ticket, and it was one of the lowest points coming out of that ground after getting absolutely battered. And, you know, we've just seen a team that we'd gone toe-to-toe with for so many years, just absolutely obliterate us. So when you compare that to what we saw today, for me, I don't have too many complaints at all, to be honest. I think that was a fine performance. You know, we went a goal down. We didn't take any disheart to that. We just carried on going, carried on playing our game, and we got the goal, which I thought we deserved. So we've boxed off the hardest game that we'll play all year round. Midfield, whether you think it's functioning or not, that's absolutely fine. But if you go in there and getting a result with a midfield that's not at its best yet, then for me, the possibilities are endless for when it does function. So,
and that's what I agree with. That's what I've always said.
Yeah,
let's just calm on the season. I'm quite relaxed on this season because I think we'll get Champions League anyway, so I'm cool with that. And that's where we want to be next season. I've always said it. Came out and no, we're 12 months early, in my opinion. I'm looking at next season. This team will mould and get better, and will be a more connected side, especially in this midfield in 12 months. Because I think we've got to give a bit of credit to the team here, to Liverpool itself, the managers, the staff, everyone involved. That I don't know many teams that have changed completely and sold a whole midfield and bought a whole new midfield in one transfer window, and are playing and attempting to play the way they are at this moment in time. So
on a budget as well, by the way, they all cost like 90 million combined. Yeah.
So I think we got to give the club a bit of, give the flowers a little bit there, and the manager as well. He's got a whole new midfield three here that he's trying to. Klopp's always got a system. If you can't fit into Klopp's system and you can't do it, he's going to let you go. It's his system. He's not going to change the system for a player. We said this with Darwin last season. Darwin had to learn Klopp's system. If you weren't changing it for Darwin, he's never going to change his system. So with Szoboszlai not being the best of defenders at the moment, and Allister and blah, blah, and give it 12 months, guys. I think we just we're doing well. No one's picked up a point at the Etihad for how long? It's a really good result. And yeah, we've got to talk about some players that ain't playing well, some players that are. Big them up. That's just the nature of things. I was saying before you came on, I thought Allister was very, very good today in the sixth role. Today, when Klopp did his press conference yesterday, and he was talking about the 6, and he's saying that McAllister's not DM, but I like him there, and these are the reasons why I like him there. I think that's what you saw today, McAllister, because the goal comes from starting from him.
That was his best game as a 6, by the way.
Yeah,
best game.
How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think one of the things we did well today is we sort of didn't leave him isolated. And I think when you've got that sort of big 6 like Fabinho was, you can at times leave him on his own and he'll be fine. But when that's not your game, you can't believe in McAllister to defend on his own. And there was only the one time where Doku got forward and McAllister, bless him, he couldn't quite keep up with him. Thought about pulling him down, but decided not to in the end. Well, apart from that, I don't remember too many moments where he had to sort of defend on his own. And I think that is the key to him, because he's not a natural 6. He's playing there and he's doing okay there, but he's not a natural 6 and he never will be. So I think that's the whole thing. This midfield now, it's got to be a unit. And especially when Gravenberch, when he came on again, I thought he was very bright again when he came on. But when these guys are playing, whether it's Gravenberch, Jones, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Endo, Elliott, whoever, they've all just got to work their socks off together. And I think that's how we're going to be successful this season. Just everybody just helping each other defend, because we don't have a natural defensive midfielder apart from Endo. I can't think of another one in the team where you'd think defending is natural to them. Everyone else has sort of learned it. Gravenberch will be learning it. Stefan Bajcetic maybe, but we obviously haven't had him. So, yeah, they've all got to just grind together and work together. And I think that's what they did today. Trent coming into the midfield helped a lot as well. Brilliant from him today. Hope we talk about him, because a lot of people are eating their words. I'll save it for when we get on to him, because I'll go off topic otherwise.
Actually, let's go on to Trent now, because a lot of people are very mixed on Trent's performance today. So obviously got man of the match from Gary Neville. Gary Neville's like, what is Gary Neville's line? He's a right back, but he's the right back, or something like that.
Yeah, he's not a right back. He's the right back.
And a lot of people were going, "What did Gary Neville was watching the game? Didn't he not see him getting cooked all game?" And I keep saying this
once.
I keep saying this. What is getting cooked? Because Trent, no one going past Trent today scored a goal from it. You know, the goal that City came from was a defensive error from where Szoboszlai and Trent are not thinking defensive first. That's different, because it's a different style of play. Doku's going to skin most fullbacks in the league constantly one-on-one if you leave your right back isolated. Was Trent isolated at right back all game? Yes. Did anyone really come back and double up on Doku in the game? No. So it's going to happen. You know, if Trent had Kyle Walker pace, I don't think anyone ever gets past him, personally. You know, it's just the overhypeness of Jeremy Doku today by a lot of people is mad, because I thought he had no end product whatsoever. And where was Doku when Trent was getting forward to get the equaliser? You know, where was Jeremy Doku following his man? He's the winger. He should be following his man. Who was following Trent when he got the equaliser today? So I thought Trent was really good, K-Mac. I thought he had a fantastic game.
Yeah, can I give you some bits on Trent?
Passing day is beautiful.
Like, look, the interesting one about Trent is today we know he's a midfielder. Like, he is now showing us he's a midfielder. Like, he should play in midfield now for me. I think the conversation's really over now. Like, he did like a Steven Gerrard at the end of the game, where he just drags the team by the scruff of the neck and takes the opportunity. It was an absolutely unbelievable goal. In his new Predator boots as well. Like, if you think the Haaland goal was special, because the Haaland goal was very special. He had seconds to move that to his other foot to then have a shot. And it wouldn't have gone past Ali if it hadn't have bobbled up in the air. And you need to look at it again, because he scuffed it and it bobbled. He did scuff it. And that's why Ali couldn't get his hand to it, because it bounced before it got to him. But Trent's goal, Jesus, that touch and that strike, no keeper in the world was saving that. Trent had one last-ditch man clearance today, by the way. He had two clearances that were that were in the final third. So this is how good he was at the back as well, by the way. He got dribbled past 7 times, but the guy who dribbled past him was the guy that couldn't deliver any end product, luckily, in Doku. He won 5 out of 15 ground duels. That's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
like,
the highest
that's
interceptions
really
as
good
well,
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the highest interceptions.
absolutely. His passing ratio was 76%, but 4 out of his 8 long balls got to their man. His crosses weren't great today. I don't think anyone crossed it really well today. That was unfortunate.
No.
But it could have been a case of we didn't have the man that won the ball because they had like towers at the back. Like, their 2 defenders headed a lot of stuff away well. And he got past. He had 2 dribbles against their team, 5 dribbles against their team. He got past their players twice. He had a really good game, and he played very wide in the game. Like his heat map is off to the right, just in the middle of midfield, and he was great. He was great. I mean, their goal. If I'm blaming anyone the most, I'm probably blaming Alisson for their goal because that kick was terrible, and he put us right under pressure, and he was cooked. Ali was cooked today. Like he looked out of it. Like he gave the ball away so many times. Like he nearly got caught by Haaland on his own line. Do you remember that? But that was Curtis Jones really putting him under pressure. But I mean, we've got a couple of players there that probably shouldn't have played today. If I'm honest, like if it was a lesser team, I don't think they'd have played.
I was about to say that if it weren't Man City away today, I don't think Klopp had a choice really.
I think so.
But look, Trent. So Klopp in his interview, I'll go to you in 1 sec, Ben. In his interview today, Klopp was basically saying that he likes Trent inverting because he gets into them spaces in midfield where he don't get picked up, like the goal today. And I get that. When you hear what Klopp says and you watch it, like and you put both together, I understand what he's saying. But you are asking Trent to do a lot of work if he's got to do that and also get in defensive right back positions. So, everyone we play at the moment, you look at the.
You got man marked as well, by the way. Sorry, you got man marked by Bernardo. If you watch that game, their tactic was to man mark Trent with
Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva ran the game. He
was man of the match for me. I don't know how
Trent got it. He's out of this world. But Trent, you're asking Trent to do a lot. You're asking him to do a lot. So if he's going, and Klopp's not a silly man, he knows that. He's probably going to think like, yeah, Trent might get done defensively at times, but if I'm having him in this position, it's just better for me. And it does work because I think we've only lost once with this in 25 games or something like that. I don't know I don't think Trent will ever play midfield under Jurgen Klopp, personally. I think if another manager came in now, I'm not saying Klopp go or anything like that, guys. I'm just like if another manager was at the club, I think
calm down.
I got a feeling Trent would play midfield. Any other manager,
but if Alonso came in and just put him there.
Yeah, I think, but Klopp's got a vision where he feels like he can help the team and benefit the team. But I do feel I just feel like Trent's doing a lot of work. But when you see him get the ball, and Ben, today, you see a lot of people always say Trent hoofs it. He's just hoofing it for the sake of hoofing it. Because when you watch the game, you see what the action on that bit of screen, Every ball he puts up today, long passes, go exactly to their man. They go exactly to their man. Because if they're a hoof, they just go up and high and people will challenge.
Yeah, exactly. Any old how, no direction. Yeah.
Every time his passing is out of this world. He gets us out of so much trouble from the press, from them positions, just by getting the ball out. What do you reckon with Trent, man? What is Trent sort of stuck in this like no man's place at the moment, and he's just got to adapt to what Klopp's trying to get him to do now, or has he got to try and force Klopp's hand to get him to where he wants to be?
Exactly. The first one you said, he's just got to adapt, and Look, Trent is my favourite player in the team. I've said it so many times. Ever since he's come in, I've just sort of just adored what he's done. Like, it's not normal. People think it's normal for a right back to get 15 assists a season. It's just crazy to me. And I think that is the problem. He sort of set that standard now where he's got to be getting double digits assists every single season. And if he's playing in this new role, that's just not going to happen. He might get 5 goals, 5 assists. Great. They're still great numbers for somebody like Trent. But yeah, I think people just need to remember that Trent might be gone now. And if that's the difference between us winning the league or winning a trophy this season, then I don't care. Then I'm more. I want Liverpool to win trophies than Trent Alexander-Arnold to get 15 assists. I thought Trent was brilliant today. I thought the goal was brilliant, and this whole getting cooked thing, I'm just sick of it now. Like, they said the same thing for Brighton when, I'm so worried about Mitoma coming up against him. The only winger that I've seen absolutely destroy Trent this season was Anthony Gordon against Newcastle about 3 or 4 games in. Apart from that, I can't really remember anyone else that's actually destroyed him and made me think, oh, you know what, that's a bit concerning. It's not happened. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I can't think of anybody else apart from Gordon. Doku got past him like once or twice today. That I can remember. Only one of them led to a chance. Doku's stats for his expected assists and expected goals was like 0.1 for each. So I don't understand why everyone's so quick to say, oh, Trent's going to get cooked, or I'm scared for Trent. But then when Trent comes out on top, like, the same people that say it don't go, oh, you know what, Trent actually did his job today. He's outstanding. He's out of this world. He's only 25 as well, which is mad because these sort of players don't peak until they get around 27. So, yeah, he's still young in my eyes, and he's got the vice captaincy role now, which is important for him and important for the team because when the going does get tough, you need Trent to do his job now, and he's always done that. There's been seasons gone by where we've needed players to turn up and go on a run at the end of the season. The COVID season, when it was in lockdown, it was Trent and Salah that ran the show to get us into top 4. Last season, okay, we didn't get top 4, but again, it was Trent, one of the main players that was pivotal to that sort of 10 games at the end. He's a special footballer, and there's a reason why when things don't go his way, I'm not quick to pile up on him because I know he's going to come out on top, and I know he's going to get it right. And again, today, defensively fantastic and took his goal brilliantly. And by the way, shushing them horrible Manx makes it even more sweet for me because they were singing some terrible songs like they always do over there. And obviously he's heard that during the game, and he's given them a bit when he scored, and rightfully so. So brilliant day at the office for Trent and the team. If this is where he's going to play and this is what's going to get us wins, I'm not bothered. Honestly, I'm not. And I still think he's got levels to go as well, which is the scary part. Like, he's only just started playing this role now. So when he's the finished product, then he could be scary. The new Philip Lahm.
He's gotten. That's a big call. He's gone to if you can get to that level, man, he's gone to the hardest ground in the country and done a job. That's him. Exactly. He's passed the test, you could say. You know, for me now, he can go anywhere and play inverted. You know, I was worried. Now, me and Came out talking about this the other day. Will, is Trent going inverted a bit of a risk? Going at, you know, doing it and just sit back in that. I think, personally, Klopp got the system and the tactics correct against City today. Do you know what I think cost us? Sloppiness. And this is the thing about Liverpool at the moment. We get sloppy in our games sometimes. You see with Alisson today, sloppy, very unusual. Look, I'll give Alisson the benefit of that. If there's anyone who's allowed to have one bad game in a while, it's that man. Let's face it. How many days did he save us? You know, he had a sloppy performance.
He saved us in that game as well, by the way.
Yeah,
Pulled off 2 really good saves.
And he had a world-class save against Foden. It's just mad. That's his mindset, though. That just shows you his mentality is world-class, don't it? Sloppy moments in games, sloppy moments when we have possession of the ball or in transition, they're the things that cost us at the moment, guys. I don't know if you agree, but that's the stuff that costs us. I think we set up actually defensively pretty well against this City team. I think we'll start before the goal, what was unfortunate. Before the goal, I actually think Liverpool started to build themselves into the game. On the counter-attack, we got City on the counter-attack where we wanted them quite a few times today. But then Salah was disappointing with the ball on it. Luis Diaz, when he came on, was disappointing on the ball. Jota, Darwin, everyone was a bit disappointed and sloppy in areas of the pitch today. And I can't blame that on the manager, Ben, if that makes sense.
No. Yeah, I think it's just a bit like it just comes down to this game not being the one you want after a break. You want a nice home game, maybe 3 p.m. so you get a bit longer, maybe whatever, I don't know. But this is not the game we needed to come back into with Darwin playing back-to-back 90 minutes for Uruguay. Obviously, Luis Diaz going through what he's gone through. Everyone pretty much, I think, played at some level in international break, maybe not like Curtis Jones and Gravenberch, people like that. But I agree with what you said. If this was another game, I think some of those guys would have been given the not the day off, but they wouldn't have started. But it's done now. We got the point. We've ticked off the toughest game that we're going to play all season, which is really good now because that's a few of the tough away ones out of the way. Chelsea, Newcastle, Brighton, City, and we're 1 point off Man City, and that's the only team I'm looking at. I'm sorry. Arsenal, good team, but if we're talking about a pure title race, I'm only interested in how far we are off Man City, and as it stands, we're 1 point off them, having played some really tough away games. We've got some home ones coming up. We've got some really tough games coming up in December. Man City, we've got Arsenal. If we could come out of that period still in the mix, then it's looking really good.
I agree. Before I go to yourself, K-Mac, guys, got over 100 people in the chat. Don't forget to go and smash that like button right now. I'd appreciate it. Let's try and get the likes up to 100 if we can. I'd appreciate it. Also, don't forget to go and subscribe to these guys' channels. You know where to find them by now. Make sure you go and find them, subscribe to them, show them some love. All the Liverpool community is one. Also, everyone in the chat, I've been reading your chats, guys. So, I have made Revenite and LFC Aaron, you are now managing moderators, so you are in charge. The LFC Aaron and Revenite, you are moderating managers now, so you're in charge. You can block words, you can block people, but please don't just. I like people in the chat having their say. If there's anything, you know the rules, guys, especially you two. If there's anything, don't block people if you disagree with their comment or anything like that.
Yeah, don't abuse the power.
Yeah. That's why I gave it to them two. Because I know they won't abuse their powers. But you two, you're in charge of that now. Every show. Yeah, K-Mac. Going off what Ben said there. Your opinion and everything there.
Okay, so look, I totally agree. Like if we got a better game, we'd have seen a couple of players rested. We'd probably seen a better spectacle. Like there was quite a few players there that were leggy. It was both sides. They had players that looked leggy. We had players that looked leggy. 12:30 kickoffs just aren't fantastic. Like I don't think I've really ever seen a good 12:30 kickoff, if I'm honest. I mean, we're half asleep anyway, so you can imagine what they're like. But we did a great job to stifle them. Look, if you think about it, if you actually look at the game in the whole context, they had 6 chances. I think they had 3 big chances in the game. We gave them all their chances by doing this sloppy passing around at the back, kicking the ball out. Ali kicked the ball out so many times and gave the ball away. Like he is allowed an off game, and this was his off game. And if he can have an off game against Man City and we still draw 1-1, then you know what? That's brilliant. Like because there's been many other games where we've lost because some players had off games. Salah didn't play great today either. Like gave the ball away a lot, but he popped up with the assist for the Trent goal. And you got to give flowers to Gapco. Gapco made so many blind runs in that second half when he came on, knowing he wouldn't get the ball, but to make the space for us to have those chances. And that's what he did. I thought the substitutions were brilliant. Like brilliant, bringing Jones off was the right thing to do. He looked tired. He looked rusty. He was pressured on the ball too much. We made all the right choices in that game. Kudos to Tsimikas as well. Tsimikas had a great game. Nothing came down his side all game, by the way. He really did stop Foden, like apart from that one shot. But it's just great. And onwards and upwards. We've got a couple of games that low block teams that we could probably get some good points out, maybe rack some more goals up, and then move on to December where we've got a couple of hard games, but they're at home.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And our home record is unbelievable. It's like
Yeah,
83 games
our
or something stupid.
Our home record is it's like City's home record. It's the hardest place to go in the league, isn't it?
The only thing is about those two games is there's a quarterfinal sandwich smack bang in the middle, and I don't care. I really want to win the Carabao Cup. I don't care what anyone says.
I do as well.
I want to win every trophy we can possibly get because I want to keep our honours list higher than Man United.
Yeah, so it makes it interesting that for me. But
right, let's do player ratings, guys, and we can chat more about the certain players that we go putting in. Do you know what? I'm going to start with Tsimikas, Ben. What's your view on Tsimikas today?
Brilliant, and I think
I give him an 8. Honestly,
yeah, I was literally about to say 8. I think myself included, and a lot of people give him a bit of stick over this season, and today he really delivered. And again, people were worried about him going up against Foden and all these crazy players that City have, and he held his own, and he was brilliant. He stopped them every time. And yeah, obviously, whilst Robbo's out, we have to rely on him to perform, and today he did that. So fair play to him, 100%. I'm going to be less critical over him now going into games because he proved today against the toughest team in the league he doesn't look out of place. So fair play to him.
A bit of stats on him. Like, he had one ground duel that he won. He didn't win any aerial duels. We were quite bad at aerial duels across the park, apart from Virgil and Matip as usual. He had 51 touches, 33 out of 39 passes, 1 key pass, which was to Darwin, who should have done better, if I'm honest. He took it too far wide when he should have squared it across. That was like late on in the game. He never got dribbled past once the whole game.
No one, he had Foden in his pocket all match.
He really did. He really did. He had a great game.
That's 2 back-to-back games now. Tsimikas has been really good, man. Good to see it. Right, who should we get? Right.
He's the only one that crossed it that got to anyone as well, by the way. 3 crosses, one was key.
He is good from a cross. Right, let's talk about a player we spoke about so far. Mo Salah. I'm just going to plonk him there for a second. I thought he was really poor today. I thought he was really poor. There was times when we had a counter attack on and he's got the ball and he's just wasting the opportunity, or he went to that Salah where he just runs into players' legs. That's so frustrating. Any other player I'd say, it's all right, but I expect so much from Mo Salah now, and yeah, I don't think he was good today at all. Ben, what do you reckon, man?
I agree. A bit quiet. I thought in the first half he looked okay. He was linking up, and yeah, you just sort of, as the game went on, you want, like you say, you're wanting your big players to step up and sort of be the difference. And like we say, he got the assist, but it was a 2-yard pass. I think we could have all made that assist today. But with Salah, I don't look too much into it because I know he might have a bad game here, but I know for Fulham he's going to be ready to go again and he'll probably score a brace or something, and we'll all be singing his praises again. So when you're as good as Salah and you've been as good as he has been this season, you can have an off day. Just needs to not make it a habit, which I'm sure he won't. But 4 or 5, I think that's fair.
Yeah. Okay, Matt, your rating?
Look, the eye test. I think the eye test against the stats is a little bit different for Mo. Mo had an assist, but he also put in the cross, which Darwin almost scored off. Ederson pulled off 2 brilliant saves in that game from Darwin, and Mo was the instigator for both of those chances. Like, what you have to look at with Mo now is Mo isn't going to be that guy that's going to be the goal scorer. He's not going to be the guy that's in the box. He didn't have a shot on goal today, by the way. Not one shot on goal all game, because he was the creator. He was the guy that created the chances. Look, he had 4 dribbles, 3 of them were successful. He won 6 out of 11 ground duels. He won a lot of tackles in the middle of the park, by the way, to stop them from countering against us. He lost the ball quite a lot. His passing wasn't great, 77%, but he got the assist, and most of our chances came from him. Funny enough, for me, probably a 6.
Yeah,
Not as bad, as it looked.
I'm gonna go 5, just for the fact that
I'm glad he's not on 4.
Yeah, he got the assist. He did have a good cross to Darwin.
He put Darwin through for that one, which what's his name? Their goalkeeper Edison saved, tipped it wide. I think Darwin should have squared it though. To be fair,
them 2 or 3 things in a 90-minute match, I just don't know if that's.
It's scraps against Man City, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
and that's what I didn't like in the game. We gave him too much respect as well.
Oh, we did. It peed me off.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, I'm going. I'll tell you what. I'll put him in 6 because I think there's another striker that played today who was far worse. And if I only put him 1 under, it ain't going to look right, in my opinion. So I'll do that now. Where is he? Diogo Jota. Ben, what we saying?
Not great. I think I want to see Jota being used as more of an impact sub now, because I think that's when his best games have come for us. He's always offered a lot from the bench when the game's a bit settled and he can come on and make a difference. But then again, Diaz also came on and didn't really do much. Obviously, he's probably still got a lot going on in his head. But yeah, not great from Joe. I think that comment says spot on. He ghosted. And when you're looking at replacing that amazing front three that we all well and truly loved, and again I'll say it, and I'll say it time and time again, we'll never get a better front three than that. No matter how long we could support the team until the day I don't think I'll ever see a better front three than that. So now we're looking for players to come in and make a new front three. I'd expect a bit more from Man City, because like I said earlier, there's so many counterattacks today where I just thought if that's Mane in his prime, if that's Firmino in his prime, we get a goal there, or at least we make a chance out of it. But these guys just aren't on that wavelength.
Even Diaz, maybe Diaz if he was.
Yeah, I mean, so I'd say 4. He didn't do enough for me. Nowhere near.
He was poor today. I just feel like I think he was the right person to play today, because I think Klopp's just wary that Diaz ain't played a lot lately, and what happened to his father is taking a lot on him. He was injured for a lot of last season. It's about managing Diaz properly. Played a lot of games for Colombia, so I think he just felt like, Jota didn't play as many minutes and didn't go as far. He only played in Europe, so I think Jota was the right pick today. But I think we got to start getting Diaz on the pitch more regularly now in that left wing area for me, because I think he'll give us much more on that left-hand side. And as you say, I think Jota coming on as an impact sub for either off the left or through the middle.
He offers more
that way. Yeah. Yeah. I know there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. It's a squad game now. It's a squad game. You need your squad. Look at Arsenal today. Havertz comes on. He's not the greatest player in the world, but he gets big goals in big moments. That's what he's done most of his career. And he did that again today. Jota can be something like that. There's nothing wrong with it. Let's go to the other one. Let's do the striking.
I actually think Jota was a 3.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm going to go 4. I think.
But he touched the ball 12 times in the game. He came off in the 54th minute. He was absolutely atrocious. He passed the ball 6 times. He didn't have a shot. I
think it might have been.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something with Jota though today. If Salah would have squared the ball, and it would have gone to Jota instead of in front of Jota in their box, he'd have scored. Do you remember that chance?
Is that the one when Jota's stretching for it? Yeah.
Yeah. If that had gone straight to Jota and not in front of him, and Diaz hadn't cleared, that would have been a goal. Because Jota's lethal in the box, and that would have been straight in the corner.
We also got to talk about Jota and his injury now. I don't know if he. I think Klopp said he felt something, but I don't think he's pulled anything. So, what do you think, Ben? You heard anything else?
Yeah, no, I just saw that he said him and Alisson felt something, and it's not too cool or something like that. So,
we'll see.
Not too cool. In Klopp language, not too cool means 6 months.
Yeah, there we are. So I guess Go on.
Jota had to come off, but Alisson didn't. But I think Alisson is the one we need to worry about.
Well, Alisson, we
Things
used
are
all our
hammy.
subs, I think, didn't we? I think
it's a
used
hammy.
all our
We
subs.
used all our subs.
Yeah, so he had to stay on. He had no choice.
This is what I was thinking. You know, at the end of the game where time was going and we were trying to get the winning goal, like I had in my head we were going to lose possession and it'd be like 4 City players running at Alisson, and normally Alisson would be out of his box or whatever. In that situation, he literally would have been hopeless. So I'm just glad that we didn't lose the ball in the last 2 minutes.
We kept on giving him the ball back to kick, and he was injured.
No,
So we couldn't kick it. So every time he kicked it, it was straight back to their players, and I'm like, we're going to lose this game.
Hopefully, making him play them few extra minutes with that has hopefully not aggravated it, because can you imagine now if it's significantly longer?
I think it has.
Right. If I saw the fit, I'll get to Alisson in a minute. Let me just talk about Darwin. What were we saying about Darwin? Our most hated player. What?
Nowhere near as bad as people made out. I'm sorry. I'll just say it right now.
I thought Darwin was feeding off scraps all game, to be fair.
Yeah, mate, it's just this new. I'm so edgy. Look at me. I prefer players like, that can do step overs and brilliant technically. Like at half time, I saw all people were talking about was Darwin Núñez. No one was talking about Trent and Szoboszlai being dumb and dumber for their goal when Nathan Ake's dribbling in and out of them like he's flipping Rude Hullet or something. Like
Nathan Ake
Darwin
dribbling past you. Like, I'm sorry.
Darwin Núñez was not the reason today we didn't win the game. He just wasn't. So, look, everyone goes on about these chances that he had as well. And I used my memory and then I looked at the stats. The only big chance he had was the header, which was good from him to even generate that header, because it was like the cross was not like, it's one of those where he's got to get all the power, he's got to get the angle on it, and Ederson makes a brilliant save. But apart from that, none of his other chances were like easy, like big chances. There was the one where I think he probably should have shot, where he just kept the ball for a bit too long. I admit he probably should have got a shot off there, but that was not a Darwin Núñez performance to me. For everyone that doesn't like him to bash him for it, it really wasn't. And I just don't understand some of these crybabies we have in this fan base. But,
I agree with you. I mean, I would have gave Darwin a 10 just for having to go at Pep after the game. But no,
I actually think Darwin was probably a 7, mate. If I'm honest, like he was better than Mo. He had a really good shot blocked, by the way. Like,
I thought he was our best striker by a mile.
He kind of kept the attack like as an attack, because he kept on tracking back and he kept on doing the structural stuff, which is the stuff that we all complain Darwin can't do. But that's what he does. But today, I felt like he should have just had a go a couple of times.
Yeah, there was there.
You're like, just have a whack, will you?
City started standing off him, didn't he? And he was running. Yeah. He had space. It looked like he could just unwind it, but he passed the Mo. Sort of picked.
That's the only thing. I think when he's got too much time, that's when he makes the mistakes. When he's got to make an instinctive finish, or he's not got the time. Yeah, exactly. That's when we've seen him at his best. But when it's opened up and he's got too much time to make a decision, that's when I think the criticism is valid, because he's the one where he's just passed it to Mo. He should have shot there, but it is what it is.
And look, when he lost the ball as well, he literally ran back in defensive positions, winning the ball back. He fouled fullbacks to stop them getting forward, where everyone else just goes, yeah, you can run past me if you want, it doesn't matter. People might not think that's part of his game, but, at least he's showing a shift. I just think he looked tired. I think a lot of the players look tired. And I just think, and there's another thing. I don't get this Darwin bad touch thing. I saw Darwin. I think we all go back to that bad touch he had when Trent put him through, and he had that bad touch that took him well wide, then scored a screamer from it. But is his touch really that bad?
No,
because don't think it's as bad as people make out. No,
I think he brings it under control quite well at times. I don't think it's terrible.
I've seen him bring some really, really unbelievable passes under control well, and had shots. Like, remember Luton? Remember that ball he took on? We hit the crossbar.
Yeah.
And some of the goals he scored, the one against Newcastle. There's not many people that are getting control of that ball and scoring.
No,
he's good.
And none of us are saying he's perfect and he's, or anything like. He can get better and better. We know he can get better and better.
I mean, seriously, it's Man City you're playing against.
But I just thought
Man City.
I didn't think he was as bad as everyone made him out to be today. I think he was easily. I don't know about you guys. I thought he was easily our best forward on the pitch today.
Yeah.
Quite a distance. Quite a distance. Right, let's talk
He had
about
2 shots, one on target and one was a big chance, which was the header.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that was really a big chance. That was quite hard.
So usually with Alisson
Odd header.
Becker, I'm usually up here. I'm usually up here for this guy.
Yeah.
But today I'm sort of here. And I'm between this 6 and 5 because
I'm probably on the level as Mo because of the 2 big saves he made.
He made 2 big saves, exactly, but he also fluffed a lot of his. It was the most.
For him to get the ball away from that Jones pass as well, by the way, on his own line, with Haaland running at him.
Yeah,
I could have put them 2 up.
I'm going to go for a 6 because he made 2 very good saves, especially that Foden one, which should have gone in. You know, that was just a tremendous save. But that's the lowest rating I probably ever gave Alisson Becker, Ben.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's again, it's like the Salah one for me. I think these two, not saying that we want to see him play badly, but they've earned themselves to have an off game every now and again, just because of how consistent they've been since the moment they stepped foot into this club. And even this season, Alisson has just saved us time and time again. It is what it is. It's like we said, it's the back of the international break. Hopefully it was just a few cobwebs he needed to dust off and maybe a bit of fatigue. I know that sounds a bit stupid for a goalkeeper, but they're still human beings at the end of the day. And yeah, I don't think it's a worrying performance because, like I say, we don't see these performances too often. He doesn't make a bad habit of them. The only thing I am concerned of is the hamstring because what we've seen from Caoimhin Kelleher this season, it's not been great so far.
No. And now, quick look. It looks like Kelleher's going to come in. The thing is, though, if he has done a little hamstring, if you look at our fixtures we got, guys, coming up,
what I was going to say.
They're not actually too bad for.
He wouldn't have played the to it, isn't it?
Yeah, he wouldn't have played the Europa League games anyway. Coming up, Fulham at home, we should be all right with Kelleher in goal, if you ask me.
Fulham are a bit toothless.
If he's got I think if he's looking at a 4-week absence, if it is a bad, like if it's a minor 1 or 4 to 6 week absence, you know, you'd want Alisson back for the Arsenal game. Let's put it that way. That's where you'd want.
I was going to say 6 weeks takes him into sort of January time, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's my only worry.
Day,
yeah, that's my only worry. So
he's not had a scan yet, so we're all kind of just.
Yeah,
we're all just making stuff up right now.
Because we know how important he is. Yeah,
it's how important he is. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the world, if not the best.
The best.
But I mean, of course, he had to have the disaster today when he's going up against Ederson. And everyone says Ederson's better than him. It had to be today, didn't it? It had to be today of all days.
I thought he was really clever today with that foul on the line where they scored because he was completely outnumbered there. Like,
here you go. Look,
really clever.
This is our games coming up, guys. So our next game is Leicester at home. Then we're Fulham at home on Sunday. Then we're away to Sheffield United, away to Crystal Palace, away to Union to finish off Europa League group. And then the 17th of December, we're at home to Man United. So 2 of them games we wouldn't have played in a way. So I'm quite comfortable with Kelleher in goal for them games. But Kelleher, if he does come in, he has a chance now to go, hang on, I am a better goalkeeper than people think. And if he does have to come in, then it's a chance for him to show the world that he is actually pretty decent, you know. But yeah, hopefully Alisson's not that bad. Hopefully Jota's not that bad because losing players right now ain't the greatest.
It reminds me of I think it was 18-19 season where Alisson got injured on the first game of the season and we had to go with Adrian for like 4 games in a row. Do you remember that?
It's 10 games, wasn't it?
Was it 10 games? Wow.
Yeah.
More than he was really good. Remember, yeah. And he was really good as well.
It was good. He ruptured his Achilles, didn't he? He ruptured his Achilles. He was out for like 10 games.
Yeah, that was the season we had no goalkeepers.
Yeah,
and we had to get a free transfer
because it was a season Mignolet decided to tell Klopp he wanted to go to FC Bruges, wasn't it?
Kelleher fell off a bike or something.
Yeah, and Kelleher fell off a bike and broke his hand, and we had no goalkeeper, so that's why we.
Wasn't that
the reason
in
we got.
pre-season?
Yeah,
Wasn't that
and that's
like
the
on
reason.
the bike ride in pre-season? He fell off it.
That's right,
Yeah.
and broke his hand, and then Mignolet decided to tell Klopp he wanted to leave because Bruges
the day
came in for him.
before.
And then so we had no goalkeepers, and that's why we went and got Adrian.
And Adrian was training on a park with no attached club as well.
He was at some wreck. He was at some wreck. Right.
And by the way, Alexandra Delos, we're not saying that Adrian is registered or that he will play. No, nobody wants that. Trust me.
No, he ain't going to play. Kelleher's going to play. I think Piccaluga.
He's not registered.
Piccaluga would come in before Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't know yet. So we won't know till what?
We're just panicking a bit, I think.
Yeah, Tuesday we won't know till. He always it's Saturday now. So yeah, Tuesday probably. Who else we got here? Right, Trent, guys. What are we giving Trent today? We spoke about him already. What rating are we giving him? What are you going with, guys?
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah,
you go first, mate.
He was 9 for me.
9.
He was massive. He did a Steven Gerrard for us. Like if like we've all said that we rely on like Salah too much for these big games. Well, Trent stepped up to the plate today. He's a 9 for me. He was sensational.
I agree. Completely.
He literally got us a point. He literally got us a point today.
Yeah,
I agree.
He was Trent was fantastic. He just going forward.
Ben said it. Ben said it like he had to play 2 positions. Like nobody else in the team plays 2 positions.
I think him and John Stones are the best at this. I literally do think him and John Stones are the best at this and comfortable at it. John Stones has a bit more of an advantage because he's more of a natural defender than Trent is when he goes back into his position. But they're both the best at coming out of position and getting inverted into midfield in the country for me.
Reminded me of this one. It is New Predators shushing the fans.
He is.
Yeah, so it was brilliant. You know what? I know it's not like the be all and end all when football players have like brands on the boots and stuff, but he was wearing Predators today, and there's a lot of talk that he is going with Adidas now for a big money contract, and I think that just adds to it for me. Scouser, leader,
Scouser and Adidas,
Predator boot.
It works.
It matches, yeah. The only thing that will be missing is the number 8, which I don't think he'll ever get now, but I did want him to get the 8 before.
I wanted him to get number 8 as well. I agree.
But look, Trent for me, again, I've already said it, so I won't speak on him for too long. He's a leader. He loves this club. He was made for this club. And people just need to relax on him because he will always, and I repeat, always come out on top. He'll always make you eat your words. He is. This term's used for far too many players, like that bum Reece James that got sent off today. He is generational. I don't care what anyone tells me. He's a once-in-a-lifetime player, and he's ours. We're so blessed to have him.
How many right backs you know that come up with clutch moments? So he comes up with
Danny Alves, maybe, but even then,
yes,
I don't think.
Maybe Marcelo. There's very few.
I've said it for a while now, and I keep saying this: if Trent was Brazilian, he'd be Brazil's number 1 right back.
If his name was Arnoldinho or something,
he'd be Brazil's number 1 right. Even I think Cafu and Roberto Carlos said the same thing, didn't they? When they were talking about that,
Cafu also said it about John Flanagan, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, but I'll go more about Carlos. Then I'll go a bit more about Carlos. I think it was at the World Cup when he said Trent, if he was Brazilian, he'd be number 1 right back for Brazil because it's because of the flair he has going forward. You know, how can you not have that in your team?
Wasn't that Cafu? Didn't Cafu say?
Yeah, but Cafu said that.
Basically, he'd be doing what I do, like for Brazil. Like,
he's the future.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he's the future captain as well. I think that's crystal clear. As soon as he was given that vice captaincy role, for me, that's confirmed that when Virgil does move on, which hopefully isn't anytime soon, Trent is going to be there to take over, and I love that.
We've spoken about Virgil. We think he's around till he retires. Right. I think he's amazing.
I think
he was brilliant today as well. He was brilliant today.
I think Virgil retires at Liverpool.
I thought
Curtis Jones
as well.
I'm going to whack Curtis Jones next to
Yeah, there's not even too much to say about him, isn't there?
next to Jota there. I don't think Curtis Jones at his best today, but wasn't that his first league game since the 29th of September or something weird like that?
2 months.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Understandable.
he weren't great. He weren't great.
That's the worst. That's the worst game I've seen Jones play since he came into the team, the middle of last season. So
yeah,
he's allowed an off day.
Yeah.
Jamie, just before you carry on, I've got to shoot you because I need to run to the shop before it shuts. And
no worries, man. Thanks for coming on. We always
man.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
See you later,
I'll jump on
No
next
worries,
time.
man.
Yeah, it's a bit.
No worries, man.
See
See you later on.
Also, an interesting one today as well. I'll just mention is Pep didn't make any subs the whole game. Didn't bring any subs on, and then he whinged about not having strength. Like he literally had a £50 million midfielder and £90 million centre back. Like he had a lot of play. He had John Stones on the bench. Like, he didn't make any subs.
His bench wasn't great. Bench
Klopp
wasn't
made
great.
all subs. Klopp made 5 subs.
I've been saying this for a while though. His bench weren't great. City's bench is not always that great though. When you look at the whole substitute bench, I keep saying City don't have the biggest squad. Their players just never get injured that much. That's the difference. That's the difference. Yeah, Curtis Jones, no point fighting about it. Him and Jota were the worst players for us today, in my opinion. Yeah. Szoboszlai, what are we doing with Szoboszlai there?
Probably a 6 for me.
6.
I mean, he could have, if that wasn't a great block by Diaz, that probably could have been a goal, if I'm honest. But that would have been it. Like he was poor for their goal. Like he should have brought the man down. His passing wasn't brilliant. He looked tired, mate. He looked like he'd been on the lash.
Well,
he was.
Yeah. This is the thing. I don't think Klopp would have picked all these players that play today if we were playing lesser opposition. I don't think Klopp had a choice. Even if you look at the way City played today, City played quite defensively for City at home.
They had three at the back and then 5 in midfield. No, they had 6 in midfield, didn't they?
Yeah, they had a massive line across.
Because it was literally just 3 defenders and then just their midfield and then Haaland.
Yeah, I think both teams were feeling it. I think they were. That's why it's 12:30 kickoff. Mad after international break. I'm gonna give Szoboszlai, give him a 6. I thought he is as equally as good as them 3 there, or equally as bad. However you want to look.
You look at those 3 players as well. They played all of their internationals.
And
Salah played all of his. Ali played all of his. Ali played 2 really hard games as well.
Yeah.
Colombia and Argentina, like they're the hardest games they're going to play in their tournaments.
Exactly. Yeah. Joel Matip, I thought was excellent today.
He was brilliant today. Absolutely brilliant.
8.
Yeah.
You good with 8?
Yeah.
Yeah. Joel Matip. Yeah. Again, at this, people might not like it, but at this moment in time, I think Joel Matip is the right choice over Konate at this moment in time. He's a better defender.
Get him on his $100 contract. Renew it.
Yeah, he's a better defender. Yeah, one of them little runs again that were excellent.
Yeah, that was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think he's a diamond, man. I love Joel Matip. Doesn't really put a foot wrong. Today. I think Virgil was
everywhere.
I think Virgil was excellent next to him as well. I've seen people playing Virgil for the goal. It's like, what?
What?
Yeah, so I've seen people playing Virgil for goal. It was Alisson's poor kick to Salah where he slipped over.
Yeah.
And then you can arguably look. I know you said it.
I know Salah probably should have been a bit more protective, but I think Salah was more forward thinking than. I think he expected the ball to go further.
It's a goal they've scored a few times, ain't it? Them two. So I don't blame Alisson for trying it and Salah to try it. I think Alisson slipped under his own weight, so the ball didn't go where he needed to. And then Szoboszlai and Trent didn't think defensively, and Ake just went through him like it was like a kid's game. It was mad. Yeah, Virgil people blaming Virgil for that is still
no way.
it's still the agenda.
And
where
you
they
can't
just don't
blame Ali
believe
for it
everything.
either. Like, I thought it bobbled. If you watch it again, it was just incredible forward play by Haaland.
Yeah, it was.
Haaland wasn't even looking. If you look at it again, Haaland wasn't even looking at the ball when it got played to him. He was looking the opposite way to make sure that he had the space, but he just knew it was going to be there. He really is robotic. Like it is. It's nuts.
Yeah,
It is nuts how good he is.
I will say that was really the only thing Haaland did all game as well.
No, that was it. They
That
didn't
was
have a
all
huge
Haaland
amount of
did all game.
chances.
I think Matip and Virgil dealt with Haaland really well. I know he scored
They
that
did.
goal, but Haaland's usually going to score in every game he plays anyway. Look at he's the quickest man of 50 goals in 48 games. So he scores against everyone anyway. But I feel
that's the first goal he scored against us, by the way. That's the first goal he scored against us.
Exactly. I think the goal came from a mixture of Alisson, Trent, and Szoboszlai. You know, unfortunately, these things happen. So I'm not too worried about it. Gravenberch, I thought he was excellent when he came on. I'm going to give him a 7. I'm going to give him a 7. He was the only player that ran past Rodri
the whole game. The whole game.
As he came on, he continuously and utterly kept running past Rodri like he weren't there.
It was great.
I don't see many players do that ever.
No.
He just kept running past Rodri all the time, and because of that, he got into the City. He got in behind City's midfield, and because he got inside, we started getting chances from it. Yeah, that was.
If that game had continued for another 10 minutes, we might have won it.
Yeah, we might
have won that game.
We might have to talk about maybe. I know people have been saying maybe Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, and McAllister should be the midfield. I agree, but maybe we should be thinking that Gravenberch might have to replace Szoboszlai for a couple of games.
I've said that.
Give Szoboszlai a rest.
I would like to see Jones, McAllister, Gravenberch. I'd like to see what that looks like.
Give Szoboszlai a little rest because he's doing everything at the moment. We're asking him to do a lot.
He's
on that right hand side, a lot. And maybe just give Szoboszlai a little rest. Just give him a little break.
Have you seen that stat? You seen that stat in the chat? We haven't won an early kick-off in 12 attempts.
Away from home, is that? Because we won our last 2, ain't we? That must be away from home.
Must be away from home, that. Wow. Us against the world.
Yeah. All the time. And I suppose I gives us physicality in there. He does, but he can't defend Mitchell. That like I said, I just feel like he needs a rest. He needs a break. He does so much for us, and then he plays for Hungary. Gravenberch ain't playing for the Netherlands at the moment, is he? So
no,
I can't remember. So because he pissed off the manager. So I'm just saying to keep players fresh, just to keep players fresh. It's a long season, man. It's a long season. It was fantastic. The way he gets the ball and just drives, and you can't catch him either. You can't catch him. He's got that long stride pattern. No,
I like it as well. He's got a point to prove, which is good. And it's his position to try and win back. Like
I've said it. I keep saying it. Pound for pound, he's the best signing of the season for me. Gakpo. I thought Gakpo was decent when he came on as well.
Yeah, 7 as well. The two of them got us back in the game.
Yeah, I thought he was really decent at getting the ball, protecting the ball, holding on to the ball, driving with the ball, same as Gravenberch. I thought them two were very good when they came on. Decent subs by the manager, I have to admit.
He made so many of those decoy runs, which gave other players space, which was great. And that's obviously how we got the goal from Trent.
Alexis McAllister, I'm going to give a 7 as well.
No, I think McAllister was an 8, mate.
8.
I do. I think he was better than them. He was really good.
I'll put it to the chat. Everyone in the chat, what are you giving Alexis McAllister today?
He had the best game as DM for me.
Because I thought it was McAllister's best away performance for Liverpool so far.
Solid.
Yeah, let me know what you guys are saying in the chat.
I mean, even that run where Doku went past him, he knocked Doku off his stride because he went to grab him. I'm surprised he didn't get a yellow card actually for attempting to bring him down. But
Yeah.
okay, I've been outvoted, mate. It's a 7.
That's 7. 7. I'm all right with 7. I'm all right with 7.
Oh, someone said more than 7.
Canister got better the longer the game went on. 7 got stuck in. Yeah, I thought it's his best away performance for a while. I'll go with that. Look, there's a lot of negativity because we drew 1-1 against Man City. Like,
Away.
I don't get it. All right. I don't think we even played that well in considering to what we could have done. You know, look, we got people like Jota and Curtis Jones on 4s. We got Salah, Alisson, and Szoboszlai on 6s. You know, talk about some of our better players here. You know, some of these, if they just played a little bit better and believed in themselves a little bit better and didn't respect City as much as they did, you're looking at a lot of these players getting 8s and 7s only. So, now we've got a point, man. You can't get a point away from City by playing that poorly. You just can't. So these players played better and people give it credit for, in my opinion.
They very rarely drop points at home. Very rarely.
Well, if they've won 23 in a row, that's got to be like almost 2 years, ain't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just madness.
I think they lost the Champions League game at home. Like the last time I remember, and maybe Southampton, because they always lose to Southampton for some reason.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it.
I think Luis Diaz was terrible when he came on. I ain't gonna lie.
He did cross the ball over, which was a miscross, but it found its way to
he got extremely
Gakpo,
lucky.
no, to McAllister, McAllister, who then found Salah, who then found Trent for the equaliser. Yeah. So, in a weird way, his bad cross actually got us a goal. But yeah, he was poor.
Yeah, very, very, very poor today, Diaz. But I can't blame him. The man's gone through shit. I ain't gonna give him any.
I thought he'd be sent on holiday, to be honest.
Endo, I'm gonna give him a 4 because straight away he always gets booked and sent off.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did nearly.
This is what he does. Elliot, I'm going to give 4 as well. They didn't really do anything when they came on. I think the best subs were Gravenberch and Gakpo. I thought they came on, did really well when they came on.
Yeah.
Did Joe Gomez come on? I don't think he did he?
No, that's it.
No,
that's
whole, it. Yeah,
that's everyone.
Where's our player ratings, guys? For the way. So if you look at the ratings there, guys, it's a very mixed bag, and we somehow got a 1-1 draw. You know, John said, what are you saying there every night? I switched on Mo's stream and he's talking about Darwin to justify Mo Salah having a bad game, saying if he had a better striker, Mo would have had an assist. Mo did get an assist.
He did get, well, do we want him to get 2 assists?
What other assist was he meant to get today?
I think it was Darwin. Wasn't it?
What, the one when Darwin had that beautiful glancing header that Ederson pulled off a wonderful save with?
Yeah.
God's sake. It's mad. It's mad. So my man of the match is Trent because he's got the highest rating. I think they got it right on Sky Sports. I honestly do. I honestly do. I think Trent was excellent today. Yeah, the header, yeah. Oh, for good. Look, I love Mo. I was on Mo's channel yesterday. Big up to Judge Mo. But agendas are agendas. Let's just put it that way. But I love Mo. Mo's great. Can we have some positivity and give Klopp some plot? Oh, yeah, Klopp gets a lot of pride. I've said it already, Mix Mitchell, earlier in the show. I think Klopp set up the team really well away from home against Man City today. I think Klopp set up a team to play City a day away from home. I thought he set it up well. You know, 12:30 kickoff. You could tell straight away from all the players were leggy, even the City players. Now, Klopp said at full time that he told the boys at half time that you haven't played well yet. but look what you can do if you do start playing well. So the players have got to take some responsibility. I can't blame Klopp. I think Klopp set up the team really well for an away performance against Man City. No other manager's done that in the league so far. So, and we've played everyone away from home so far, guys. These guys have all got to come. Spurs have got to come to Anfield. Brighton have got to come to Anfield. Newcastle have got to come to Anfield. City have got to come to Anfield. Big games on the horizon, guys.
Chelsea.
Where we are in the league. Chelsea have got to come
Tottenham.
to Anfield. Yeah, we've had a hard start of the season. We've got a few games now. For me, we should win all them games up to Man United, in my opinion, and then we go at Man United in the Arsenal game. Interesting times. But yeah, I thought the boys. I thought Klopp set up, and you know what I'm like with Klopp. I have a go when it's needed.
Norbert gets an 8 for me. Norbert gets an 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Klopp an 8 as well.
He was solid.
Thought he picked
2 of his subs were brilliant. 2 of his subs were really good. Changed the game. And the plays he hooked, brilliant. Like, they needed hooking. Last season he might not have done that. He might not have hooked those players.
Yeah.
But he hooked the right players. Fair play.
Exactly. So guys, that's our player rating. Thank you very much for joining us. Dom 6, Gapo 7, seriously. Well, Dom Szoboszlai didn't play that well the match. He's pretty poor. And Gakpo, for the amount of minutes he played, was better than Szoboszlai in our opinion. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. So that's what's good about football. We're not all right and wrong here. Guys,
rewatch their goal. Rewatch their goal and tell me Dom didn't do a poor job on that. And then rewatch our goal and tell us that Gakpo didn't do a good job on the decoy run for that. That's our opinion.
Everyone's got opinions in football how they rate players. It's cool. You go, I love the Coppish boys, Cow and all that. Their ratings are different to our ratings today. We all see football differently. A lot of other Liverpool content creators have done their player ratings and they're different. Everyone's different, and no one's right and no one's wrong. It's how you all watch football and decide who, what you like and what you don't. It's as simple as that, guys. But I thought Klopp set up a team away from home that played well. I do think, though, and this ain't on Klopp, if the players just believed in themselves a little bit more, if Klopp believed in himself, if players believed in themselves a little bit more and just went for it a little bit more, I actually do think we had City on the ropes at times in that second half in certain areas of the pitch. So that's down to the players more than the manager for me. So, yeah, big up everyone. Thank you very much for joining myself and K-Mac. Guys, you know where to go and find K-Mac. Go and find K-Mac on his channel. You know where to find him. Go and get him subscribed. Boost up his numbers, guys. Share the love. Also, we're being at Anfield Talk. Go and find Anfield Talk on YouTube. Their big Twitter website. Their Twitter, Anfield Talk. They've got their YouTube channel. Ben runs it. Go and show them some love, guys. Much love to everyone. Thank you for joining me again today, guys. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye for now. Enjoy your weekend.
There you go.